Okay, the next one, after the colors, are light kasina. So just focus on any light, all right? The sunlight or moonlight entering to the wall, crevice or hole or cast on the wall. So actually it's any light. Especially it must be round circle. Or take some light prefer to the hole so they can see it as a round object. This one I think is also not easy to practice because it's actually rely a lot of concept. Even you see the light, you might have to just focus on the light. Space casino, this is even worse. So you see the one hole and you don't focus on that hole, you focus on the space, right? A hole on the wall, and you just focus on the space and you just concentrate on the space and say space, 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 space. That's why casino is a concept because the space inside the hole is a concept also. So then casino is a concept, right? So for full treatment of casino, you can see the Visuddhimagga chapter 4 and 5. And you can find out how to make casino and what to do. Right? Right. So this is called the object of 10 casino. So any question about this before I go for the next one? The asubha. Right? So if no question, let's go for the. For this one, I need to show you the one video. I think I show you in the past, but it's actually good to see again. Okay. Where's the... Oh, okay. This one is good because you can see the human body. Because Asubha talking about the process of human body decomposition.
Let's talk about the difference.
Can you hear the sound? Can, no? Can? Can you hear the sound?
Yes, I agree. Yes, can
Okay,
hear.
okay.
Stages of human decomposition. Welcome to Death Science. Okay, this is cadaver 138. A good example of stage 1, autolysis, and stage 2, bloat.
Stage 1, autolysis, occurs immediately at death after the heart stops and breathing stops. Since carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and other gases in the deceased are trapped inside the body, it creates an acidic environment which breaks down cells and releases enzymes. This all kicks off the decomposition process, generally within the first 3 days. Stage 2, bloat, or you could also call it early decay. Hungry bacteria, microbes, and enzymes create gases. The buildup of gases in the body make it bloat and expand to like twice its size sometimes. Those gases contain sulfur, which contribute to skin discoloration. And this putrefaction begins to produce some really awful smells. This stage is generally between 2 to 3 days after death. Stage 3, active decay. Expect the soft tissue, organs, muscles, and the skin to liquefy. Once liquids begin to leak out the orifices, this generally indicates active decay. Most of the body's mass is lost at this stage. Depending on the season, you'll notice flies and beetles eat the soft remains, moth larvae and mites eat the hair, and the environment may also allow for additional hungry critters like scavengers or unfed pets. Stage 4, advanced decay. At this stage, really the only thing that's left is generally some hair, maybe some cartilage, ligaments, residues, and bones. And finally, stage 5, skeletonization. This is the final stage of decomposition, and it's pretty much when the only thing that's left are the bones. Or in some instances, when it's a very dry environment, it's when the body is fully mummified. Understand the environments play an essential factor on decomposition and rates of decay. Now, if you want to support Death Science and get some secret behind-the-scenes looks, you could join us on Patreon at www.deathscience.vip.
Some they say they feel surprised to see the hand moving at the end. You look like somebody really moving, right? Yeah. Yeah. But actually, when they say at this stage the body is double the size because of the gas, right? But sometimes that's why they say the corpse can move, because when the gas build up, the corpse also seems to be expanded, right? But I like it because it's a very clear explanation. All right. So in any sutta, some of the sutta also mention this. In the Satipatthana, all right. So we also have this asubha. So the first one, blotted. Now, just like you mentioned, why is it blotted? Because of the gas, nitrogen, and so on. And after that, it will be all the worms start to eat it, so festering. Then it will be like cutting off. Then will be scattered and so on. And then the blood and then worm infested. And last one is the bone. So what they say, if we buried the body in somewhere, so even the environment will be poisoned by it because of the things coming out from the body, right? And so people say, after we die, how much is the value of our body? You can say actually no value. Besides, only make the environment dirty only. Okay, so this one, so you can read more on Visuddhimagga. And this one actually we cannot see with our physical eyes. All right. First, also very not easy to find the corpse. Second thing also is actually very dangerous because where the place the corpse are there will be other animals come and eat it. Like even the dog. Like in the past, we have one, I think one dead puppy. So we bury it about 2 weeks later. So our dogs go and take out and then they drag, put outside the road. So from far I was thinking, what is that black color? It looked like chicken, but it's actually not. It's dead, the one leg of the dead puppy. So it's already changed a lot already. So even the dogs will come and eat the corpse, other animals as well. Right? So this is something that we don't practice, but it's good for those with greed, especially they have lustful desire for the body. Okay, so it's recommended antidote for lust and desire. Right. Okay. So can read more in Visuddhimagga. So let's see. Asubha. Okay. So the first one, when the person dies, the corpse is left alone, then it become bloated, the double the size. It become black and blue. Just now already say due to the sulfur. Okay. So this is we call it the 10 foundness meditation are corpse actually corpse in various stages of decomposition. Okay, so this is the one. First one bloated. After 2 or 3 days, the body start to swell. That means the black and blue, the next one. Then the pus oozing out. So normally you read the story like those people who die alone, those lonely people, old people, they die alone. So after they pass away, maybe 1 month later or 2 weeks later, how do the people know? First, there will be smell, okay, and then maybe because of the things coming out from the body, like if somebody like in those living in flat, so if people die, maybe those living downstairs will know because the water will come out from the body. Yeah, yeah. Then this one and eaten by animals and so on. Okay. Okay. And then so on. And finally left is the bone casino. So normally some people they also practice just focus on this bone. So they find a skeleton, not the real one. They if you go for some meditation center, they have a skeleton hanging around. So they want you to focus on the skeleton. But that is actually the last part. Right? So the first one should do is go for cemetery, right? Look at the corpse and develop foundness in it. It's a very difficult type of meditation. Cannot practice in this country. I think even in Malaysia, most of the time you cannot see corpse in the country. Not all the country because people don't leave the corpse because every time they just burn the body. Even in Myanmar nowadays. But sometimes in some places, if people donate the body, so people can just look at it. But it's not easy because it's very smelly. Right, the smell is so strong. I just tell you a experience, right? So last time, at night, about 9 something, 10 something, a brother invited Ain Sayaji Agawati to go to do the chanting at the funeral. So the corpse was there for about 3 days, 4 days. So we were placed very near to the corpse. And then, at the funeral, there will be lots of incense burning. So the environment is actually very hot. Incense burning is one smell. Then the corpse, the smell is another way. So two smell combined. It's actually very, up to now, I still remember the smell. Okay. So it's not easy to find this kind of meditation, especially the smell is very strong. So that's why when you read the wisdom guide, it tell you where should you approach. You should not approach the place where the wind is blowing towards you because you get the smell and you want to run away. Okay, you should also stay in a place you can see the whole body. And if you are male, you should look at not female. If you are female, you should not look at the male corpse because even a body dead for few days, people might have sensual desire, right? So we can just skip it. And recollection, anussati, right? So this is the best one to practice. Now remember, we are still under this, we call it the 7 categories, all right? So we finished the kasina and then the asubha. Now we are doing the number third one, anussati. Anussati is, I would say, more easy compared to kasina. First, kasina, you need to find the object. You need to make it. Asubha also not easy. You need to find a corpse. Also not easy. Kasina may be more neutral, but it can be very boring because you just look at the color and you contemplate blue, blue, blue. So it's actually kind of boring. And then Asubha is also kind of like scary. And because the object is very scary, not easy. All right. And so the meaning Subha is good, beautiful. So Asubha is opposite, foulness. Sometimes we call it impurity, right? Sometimes the word Subha can be also pure. Anussati is the best. Okay? Because you focus on good qualities of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and so on. So this is one of the, I would say, easiest. And there are various ways we can do. For example, we do on chanting. Okay, based on chanting, use chanting. So there are many ways. Sometimes there's also online you can hear like the music or like Buddhist music. So like Avira Hondo, busy music. So this is easy. So you just open any music on the YouTube, you just listen it. So again, or you chant yourself. So you can get the Anusati very easily. All right. So it's very easy for you to get a piece of a good mind. Because the purpose of samatha is for you to get calm and peaceful, right? Calm and peace. So after you get the apana samadhi or upachara samadhi. Upachara samadhi means access concentration. Means it's just before the apana. Apana means absorption, means that you're inside the jhana, all right? So this is sometimes it's enough even if you get this upachara samadhi. We call it neighborhood concentration. Like when you chant the itipiso, you cannot go inside the jhana, which is the apana samadhi, but you can come somehow have some kind of like calm and peacefulness. That's in the upachara samadhi, access concentration stage. Okay. So that's the purpose of we practicing the anusati, which is very easy to do. And it's very happy and joyful rather than the asubha. Okay, so we just continue. All right. Sister Chaihun, you can read. Yeah.
Recollections. Then there are the 10 recollections. The first is the recollection of the virtues of the Buddha. The second is the recollection of the virtues of the Dhamma. The third is the recollection of the virtues of the Sangha. The fourth is the recollection of one's own pure sila. You keep your sila pure and then you look at your pure sila. You see that your sila is not broken in any place and you get joy from it. Recollection of morality means recollection of one's own pure sila. Then number 5 is a recollection of generosity. That means you make donations or you make gifts and you get joy from it. The next one is a recollection of the devas. That means actually recollecting one's own good qualities and making devas as witnesses. Devas are born as devas because they possess many good qualities. These good qualities are in me also. In such a way you reflect. So here, mindfully considering the deities are born in such exalted states on account of their faith, morality, learning, generosity, and wisdom. I too possess these same qualities. This meditation is recollection of one's own good qualities such as sada and so on. The devas are used just as an example. Devas have those good qualities and are born in an exalted state. I also have these qualities. Then there is recollection of peace. That means the recollection of Nibbana. The recollection of peace is contemplation on the peaceful attributes of Nibbana. It is not seeing Nibbana directly, not realizing Nibbana, but contemplating on the peaceful attributes of Nibbana. Nibbana is peaceful, Nibbana is calm.
Okay. Continue. Yeah.
Then there is the recollection of death. It is contemplation of the fact that one's own death is absolutely certain, that the arrival of death is utterly uncertain. Death is certain. When it will come, nobody knows. It may come tomorrow, or it may come 10 years from now, or 20 years, or 30 years from now. But it is definite that it will come one day. Then when you practice recollection of death, you say, death will come, or I will die, I will die. You can say something like that. It is important that when we practice recollection of death, that we be very careful. Because when we think of death, sometimes we may get frightened. If we have not developed an understanding of life, then we may become afraid because we have to think of our death. We think, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Sometimes we become afraid. It is important that we do not become afraid, but just understand death is as absolutely certain and that one day it will come. When death comes, one must relinquish everything. We must leave everything behind and go alone. The meditator must apply clear comprehension, mindfulness, and wisdom when practicing Maranussati. Then there's mindfulness occupied with the body. That is the 32 parts of the body meditation. Continue.
Yeah. Continue. Yeah.
It is the contemplation of the 32 repulsive parts of the body, hairs of the head, hairs of the body, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, marrow, etc. What is more popular is the first 5 parts: head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin. If you want to practice this kind of meditation, first you learn the names by heart. Then you recite the parts back and forth for many days. First, there's verbal recitation and then mental recitation. Then you try to see the founders of these parts.
Okay.
This is
Right. Thank you.
okay.
Finish already. Okay. So let us do the typing. All right. So I hope you all can remember. Let's do it together. So 10 anussati. Okay. So what is the first one? Anybody? Buddha. Second one?
Dhamma Sangha.
Dhamma.
Sila.
Sangha. Cannot put that. Yeah. Sangha. Then sila.
Sila, generosity.
Chaga. Okay. Then
Deva.
dewa. Okay. Dewa. Okay. After that. Dana Sila Deva Jayadeva. Then I think there's one something about the that also
Peace.
Upasama. Okay. Then Upasama. Okay. Upasama. Then this is a piece of Nibbana, all right? Then another one is
Marana.
the Maranasati, dead, okay? So this is called Marana Anusati. Okay, any more? 9, then Kaya Gadasati. Okay. 32 body parts. Okay, so 32 body parts. Last one will be Anapana. The Anapana sati should be with the dot here. Anyway, so cannot remember dot or without Anapana sati. Okay, yeah, with the dot. Right. Okay, so Kaya Gata Sati should be this one. Kaya Gata Sati. Okay, Kaya Gata. All right. Okay, now, so according to this one, now we need to know how many are concept. Okay. Oh. Right. So think about that. Which one is concept? Which one is real? Right. So which is considered as concept? Right. Buddha is concept, right? Because when we think about like iti piso bhagawa, you're grasping on like image of the Buddha or whatever. This is concept. Dharma is also concept, yeah. Most of the time it's concept. But even like Dewa, you some people, why we say Dewa? Okay, now let's think about that. Buddha Dhamma Sangha is a qualities of Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Sila is your own morality. Chaga is your own generosity. Dewa is the qualities of deity, okay? Like faith and so on. It's not that you going to think about the deity is pay respect to the deity or whatever, but we think about the deity are there because of their qualities, so we wish to be like deity. But why do people want to practice this? It's because some people admire the deity. Like maybe I don't know how you heard, but some people they think they in their dream they like to see like Guan Yin or whatever. So to them the image of deity is much more real towards them, you know. So that's why they like to contemplate about deity. Like my mother, she said she dreamed about what she said when she was feeling not happy, then she dream or think about the Guan Yin Niang Niang come and help her. So my mother really believe in Guan Yin Niang Niang rather than the Buddha because the Buddha is too far for her. All right. So deity is something that they are like it. Now, peace. If somebody never get nibbana, how can they think about nibbana? So they just have a concept, oh, nibbana is very peaceful because nibbana is a stage of no greed, hatred, delusion. Now, marananusati is like just now, the statement of thinking that, okay, I will die, I will die one day, right? Something like that, okay? Or life will end like this, right? So this is actually kind of like concept also. Now, actually, I would say that the real one will be more on this one. The body part is real because you can touch the body, all right? But why do you want to practice this one? Is for you to see the asubha. So, okay. Anapanasati also can be concept or real. It depends on how you practice, right? Concept is when we talk about, okay, let's talk about asubha first. Now, when we take any parts of the body, can you find gold or silver or whatever from the parts of body? When you take out the heart, what is it? It's just a blood, fresh. When you take out the skin, when you use a microscope, you see the skin is a lot of hole. So when you cut the skin, you see the blood, the fresh. All this has some small, strong smell or whatever, right? So it's what you try to see, 32 parts of body. You just try to see the asubha, okay? Contemplate uh, the asubha. But what is actually It is actually real thing. But anapanasati is dependent on how you practice. If you are trying to see the wind, so if you note the wind, like breathing in, you just focus on the wind, okay? The wind movement or the movement. All right, how we call it? How we say? Okay, let's talk about a real one. So if you can see the breathing is impermanent, you can see it as non-self. You can see the wind coming in, going out is actually there's nobody control. Then you are actually more on seeing the real things. But if you just focus on let's say if you focus on abdomen rising falling, you just see oh abdomen rising falling, even abdomen rising falling is a concept by itself. So it depends on how you see. All right. If you this means that in a very kind of like clear way, as long as you see everything is anicca dukkha anatta, it's definitely you are seeing vipassana. You are practicing taking it as a real object. But you see is something that permanent or you see on the surface area is a surface a very basic level is still on more on the concept. Okay. So that's the purpose of practicing the 10 anussati, which is called recollection or reflection. Actually, recollection should be okay. Yeah, this is the best translation. All right. Now, on the 32 body parts, what we see is out of this body part, only the 5 that we can see with our physical eyes. Okay. Head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin. So that's why when anybody ordained like Samanera, the Samanera as young as 7 years old, they can gain enlightenment all the way to arhatship because of their past karma, because they are practicing these 32 body parts, only these 5 parts. Because when they shave the hair drop down, they can see is asubha. Okay. The rest we cannot see. Flesh, sinew, bones, marrow. But we can see our urine, our feces. Yes. Our tears sometimes. Our blood sometimes. But these 5 parts are the most common parts, okay? Head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, and skin. Right. So this is a more part. So in the Visuddhimagga ask you to recite back and forth for many times. So you go for verbal recitation and then mental recitation. So you can find more information in Visuddhimagga. Okay. Then the breathing. Okay, somebody read. Sister Sumitra Khan, can you read this one? Yeah.
The last one is mindful of breathing. Mindfulness of breathing is attentiveness to the touch sensation of the in-breath and out-breath in the vicinity of the nostril or upper lip. So, when you breathe in and out, you feel the air at the tip of the nostril or sometimes on the upper lip. Whenever you feel that sensation, you put your mind there. Then you try to be mindful of in-breath and out-breath as in and out. Wherever the air is felt striking as one breath in and out. When you practice mindfulness of breathing meditation as samatha, you try to concentrate on the breath only and not other objects. Also, in the beginning, you have to do counting, like in 1, out 1, in 2, out 2, and so on up to 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. But you must not go beyond 10 and you must not go below 5. If you practice mindfulness and breathing with vipassana, then you try to see the nature of breath, which is vayo or air element. The nature of air element is the movement or motion. And you pay attention to the other objects as they become prominent at the present moment. That is the difference between samatha and vipassana regarding the mindfulness of breathing. The breath can be the object of both vipassana and samatha meditation.
Okay, thank you. Right. Now, in Anapanasati, So I think this is actually very good information. So if you just want to do samatha, so you just focus on breath only. You don't concentrate on other things. But in vipassana, you can focus on breath. So if later if you got pain, you got itch, you can change the object. All right. So vipassana, you can change different object. And also another thing is when you want to go to vipassana, you must try to see the nature. All right. This means that you just don't focus on like in, out. Because sometimes we focus more on we call it the counting, or we just do chanting like in, out, in, out, in, out. This is on the level of concept. But if you really see the wind, how the wind come and go, and which wind will come in and disappear, another wind will come and disappear, then you try to see anicca dukkha anatta. As long as your mind can move toward the anicca dukkha anatta, you are on the vipassana level. Okay, so that's the difference here. And important thing, breath can be the object of both vipassana and samatha. It depends on how you practice. Okay, so uh, yeah, okay. So here, okay. So you can do samatha vipassana. Okay, where where I open the door. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right. Okay. Now, so in the satipatthana, okay, in the satipatthana, we also has this breathing meditation. Okay. So here also has breathing. In the samatha place, we also got the breathing meditation. Okay. All right. So it depends on how we practice. It can be samatha and vipassana. Depends on the technique. As long as we try to see anicca dukkha anatta, that is on vipassana. But if we just want the breathing for us to calm and peaceful, then it's on samatha. All right. So that's the difference. All right. So okay. Any question before we move on to next one?
Sayaji, yes.
Mm.
On the 32 body parts, the word is sati. Is it the same
Okay.
as kaya nupasat, kaya
Nupasati.
anupasana?
No. Okay, no. Kaya nupasana is the in kaya nupasana, there are actually five. I think five or six. Okay. So five or six, including one is this 32 body parts. So kaya nupasana. So let me try to find this one. Mm. Satipatthana Sutta. Okay, I open for you to see. Okay. Okay, maybe I open the online one better lah. So for foundation of mindfulness, suttas. Mm. Okay, not this one. Last time actually on the Saturday class I did share already. But I think you actually most of the time you're not able to attain. All right. So first you have the breathing or meditation. Okay. Then after that you have the posture, standing, sitting. Then you have the clear comprehension about be clear whatever you're doing. Then you have this repulsiveness of body. This is same like 32 body parts. Okay. Then after that, 4 great elements. Then this asubha. So asubha is in samatha, but in vipassana, you also got this same asubha. So this means that in samatha and vipassana, which is same, all right, this is same. 4 great elements, yes, quite same. And then 32 body parts also quite same. So samatha and vipassana can be same object, but the main thing is depend on how you practice. All right, how you practice. Okay. All right. Because so kaya gata sati is also exists in samatha and vipassana. So anapana also same, all right? Okay. So the main thing is depend on our technique and depends on how we grasp it. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, finish. All right. So let's go. Right. This is the next object. Okay. So according to what we learned so far, we have 7 categories. Let's go back to the very beginning. All right. So then kasina we finished already. Then asubha we finished already. Then anussati we finished already. Now we are on this 4 Brahmavihāra. Then after that there will be food, 4 great elements and alupa, right? Now 4 Brahmavihāra here. Yeah, I think you all know. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Now this is samatha practice. Okay. Now this upekha here, even though it sounds like upekha, this upekha is not same with the vipassana upekha. Because here, this upekha still takes the concept of beings, all right? So the best one, I think, in Visuddhimagga is already explained. How do we practice it? By seeing a story like a mother, when she give birth to baby, then she will have full loving kindness to her baby. So she will take care of the baby, love it, hold it, and take care of day and night. So when her baby feels sick, crying, not feeling well, then she has compassion towards the baby. So later when the baby grow out, start to go to school, start to play games with other children, and then start to learn ABC, then the mother have mudita, appreciate this joy. So later the children grow out, go to school, go for college, and then get married. Then she have to have upekha, because at that time the son and daughter not belong to her anymore. Because once they get married, they have to take care of their own family. So the mother must let go at the time. So if mother still have big attachment towards the son or daughter, try go to their house, try to help them clean the house, do you think they will be happy? Right? They will not be happy, right? So the mother at that time she cannot be taking care too much of that, because the son and daughter when they get married, they are belong to their partners already. All right. So they call it limitless, because we have to radiate to all beings without limit. So they are called Brahmavihāra, because such dwelling is noble, or they are dwelling of the noble person. All right. Because when we practice we practice this Brahmavihāra. Brahma is considered trusted as noble. Vihara is abode here, because it's a place that our mind can reach the state of noble. Because when you have a metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, your mind is actually, can say, quite pure at that time. Especially when you have this upekkha, quite pure. So our mind is at the noble stage. But actually, another meaning is those who are considered enlightened or really have enlightenment, their mind is full of this apamaya for Brahmavihāra. So they practice every day, every time. Okay? Because their mind already, when somebody reach enlightenment, so we can say when we learn Abhidhamma, we know that the mental defilements become less and less and less and less. So it's very easy naturally for them to develop this four Brahmavihāra. All right. Okay. So that's the reason of why the missing call. So this is a very short information here. So let's go for this one. Now it's good to read. Now why we call it apamanya, right? Because we have to radiate towards all beings without limit or obstruction. Okay. Now this is some definition about the word apamaya. Pamana means limit. Apamanya, right? It's a pronounced as apamanya, probably. It means no limit, having no limit. All right. It's this one. You put the ya suffix. Okay. When you put the ya suffix, become nya, nya. So when you practice this four Brahmavihāra, the concept is we need to grasp perception of beings. So when you practice metta karuna, the metta you take all beings. So but when you practice karuna, compassion, you only can take the beings who are in suffering. All right? Because karuna means you feel compassion towards those who are in suffering stage. When you practice mudita, you need to take those beings who are in happy stage or prosperity. And upekkha, you take all beings as object. All right. So that's the purpose of apamaya. So metta is wish for the welfare and happiness of all beings, help to eliminate ill will. So metta opposite is adosa. So we learn Abhidhamma already. So metta and adosa. Okay, metta is same with adosa, opposite adosa. Karuna, what's the meaning of karuna? Because the Pali word kar means sometimes they call it a shaken or whatever. Okay, so that's the definition. You feel the shaking in your heart. So when you have karuna, how you know you have karuna? When you see people are poor or baby are sick or puppy are sick. When we have young puppy here, they fight with each other. We have 3 puppies. They are born from same mother, same father, same day. But one of the black puppy was being bullied by other puppies, So it look, every time you see the other puppy, it start to like hide itself, it's really very bad karma for it. I don't know why the 2 puppies want to bully it all the time. Yeah, so we have compassion to a puppy. And besides having compassion, there's also another one. You wish to do something, all right? You wish to remove their suffering because the Pali word is kar. Remember the Pali word karoti? So you want to do something. So if you have compassion, genuine compassion, you want to do something to help them. That's why in all the Buddhist center we have the parita. Parita means charity because people want to reach out to poor people to help them. And opposite of cruelty, right? If you have cruelty, you cannot have compassion. And next one, mudita. So mudita means take on the prosperity, success of people. So it's opposite of envy. Because when you have envy, you have jealousy, you cannot have mudita. So the only way to reduce the envy is do it the opposite way. Have rejoice. For example, your neighbor have a big house, you don't go and envy on them. All right, you rejoice on them. Okay. And next one is upekkha. All right, so this upekkha is important. Okay, somebody read. All right, so we will finish this one, this last one. Sister Pueli, can you read this one?
Saji,
Yeah, read this one. Yes.
then the last one is equanimity, upekkha. Equanimity as a divine abode is the state of mind that regards others with impartiality, free from attachment and aversion. An impartial attitude is its chief characteristic, and it is opposed to favoritism and resentment. This is not feeling upekkha. It is Tatra okay, sorry. It is Tatra Majatata Upeka. But it is accompanied by feeling Upeka. Upeka is a state of mind that regards others with impartiality. Whether a person does something harmful to you or does something good for you, you are impartial. You do not like him. You do not dislike him. You take both good and bad with equanimity. It is opposed to favoritism and resentment. That means it is opposed to liking or disliking. When you have developed equanimity, you neither like the object nor dislike the object. This upeka is a very good tool in controlling our thoughts. That means sometimes you practice karuna and you go beyond karuna and get angry because you are angry with those who inflict pain on others. So when you are angry with them, then you are no longer in karuna. You have crossed over to dosa. If you practice upeka, then you can stop within the bounds of karuna. You can say to yourself, beings have karma as their own property, and they suffer because of their karma in the past. I cannot do anything, so I will not get angry with those who inflict pain on them. You may say these or similar things. It is important that we do whatever we can to help these beings get free from suffering. That is a good thing to do. But when we cannot do any more, then we have to practice upeka. It is not that we are to ignore them altogether and have no feeling for them at all. We should help them. We should do whatever we can to alleviate or at least diminish their suffering. But when we cannot do any more, then we should practice upeka. Otherwise, we will get into dosa.
Okay. Yeah, please
This
continue. Yes.
Okay, thank you. These four are also called Brahmaviharas. It is living like Brahmas. It is said that Brahmas practice these four. They have no other thing to do in the world of Brahmas, so they practice these four. These four are called Brahmaviharas. Here, Vihara does not mean monastery. Vihara means here living. Brahma means noble or like Brahmas, so a noble living. When we have any one of these four mental factors in our minds, we are living like Brahmas. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upeka are the four Brahma Viharas.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
So here Brahma means noble, right? So noble living. So Brahma is the Brahma gods. Brahma god is the gods that practicing those higher jhana. So if we practice this one, so our mind will be more like Brahma gods. Okay. So that's meaning here. So okay. So there's a definition here. And just like I mentioned upeka, right? I think Thomas asked this question also, right? So this is in the Chetasika, the Sobana, we have the Trata Majatata upeka, right? It's not the feeling upeka, but this kind of upeka is real, right? Because why we can do it, especially when we consider the working of karma. How do we consider working of karma? All right, so we have four Brahma Vihara. So first one is Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and the last one is Upeka. Okay, so this is the one. How do we practice the last one? Okay, so this one is especially when we consider the karma. Okay, somebody is doing some drawing there. I have to clear the drawing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this one is can take all beans. Okay. This one is take beings in suffering. All right. We cannot take beings who are happy because that's no purpose. And then you take this one, take beings in prosperity, means they are doing well. So last one is how do we reach it? We consider the karma of beings, right? So this will achieve when we, let's say if you try to help people, poor people, whatever, you can help one time, two times, but it's beyond your ability to help all because we don't have so much money also. But once you help, and then you have to consider is the working of karma. So they also have to try hard to improve their life themselves. Okay. All right. So this is from Brahmavihāra, and this is a definition of the Brahmavihāra. Okay. I think that's enough. So today we already go through how many types out of the 7 categories. Today we go for the definition of Kammaṭṭhāna, right? Either we call it object or subject, right? And then we know the difference between the samatha and vipassana. And then the samatha is used as a basis for vipassana. And then samatha here is under 7 categories. So we finished the 10 kasina, then asubha, and then anussati. And then we already go through this. So they call it, sometimes they call it noble living, all right? So next week, we will continue the number 5, 6, 7. And then we go through the terms of kasina. And then how to make earth kasina, right? And then if you want to do the color kasina, you have to repeat the color and then mention it, color, 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 and so on. And then we see the video of the 10 asubha, and then the so on. And then this 10 anussati. So out of these 10 anussati, so which one do you like to practice? Okay, Sister Chai Hun, which one you like to practice?
I usually do breathing meditation.
Okay. So you do the number 10. You don't do the Buddha Dhamma Sangha.
Only chanting time.
Yeah, okay, chanting time. Okay, when you chant, how do you do the anussati? Do you know how?
Supposed to recollect, but most of the
Yeah.
time,
So when you do the chanting, you open the eye, you see the Buddha image, right? Do you?
in the
Okay.
mind.
I mean, when you chant, you can just open your eyes, look at the Buddha image, right? Then you just chant or ETB. So then your mind grabs the Buddha image. So that's a very good image for practicing for the anussati. Okay. Right. So you find a Buddha statue that you like. Or sometimes if some people, some of the devotees, they are maybe their partner problem, they cannot have a Buddha statue. Really, it is true story. I had some devotee cannot even put a Buddha statue at home because the husband is against it. So she look at the sky. She think about the sky because it's easy for her to concentrate. So she chant and look at the sky. So if cannot do it very simple, just have the postcard of the Buddha and just put in front and do the EDP, so Bhagawa, and look at the postcard. After that, just keep inside the Dhamma book. It's a portable Buddha image. That's a very good already because she don't want to quarrel with the husband, right? Yeah, that's the thing. So that's the only way we can do. So out of this, I think Buddha Dhamma Sangha is easy. Sila is actually, it's good if you, for example, when you attend meditation retreat, your mind is pure, you can get 8 precept, can keep 8 precept very well. So it's good to contemplate Sila at the time. Or Chaga is good also when you are doing any generosity or donation. So when you are doing donation, do you keep the receipt? You should keep the receipt of all the charity things you do, all your donation you do, because next time before you pass away, remember the karma. Before you pass away, we call it a debt proximate karma. So before you pass away, ask somebody take out the receipt of all the charity you do. Ask them to read to you all. At 202, you donate to which center. At 203, you donate to orphanage. 204, you donate to flood. 205, you donate to Agachala. 207, you donate to whatever. So it's actually by keeping the receipt of your donation, actually very good. But like Sayaji Agawati, she want to give you receipt. I say no need lah. Malaysia nowadays they don't give the receipt anymore, right? Yeah. But in Myanmar, people they like to have the receipt because here a lot of old people. So we'll print the receipt for the road that we done in Agachala. So we're going to have opening ceremony. So she asked me to print the receipt. And then she want me to bring the receipt to some of you. I say no need. Malaysian people don't like it. But in Myanmar, actually, it's good. They want the receipt, old people. So we pass the receipt so they can do it to remember the Chaga Nusati. Okay. So Sister Chaiwan, do you want your receipt? I can print for you also.
I can do a
Okay.
record. Never mind, no need receipt.
Yeah, but when you're going to pass away, do you think that you have energy to open your computer? But at that time your computer might also die already, right? Many years later. Okay. Yeah. It's true. Because our computer will pass away after another 10 years. So nowadays, even my computer, I have many generation of computer already. Okay, so the best on this Anusati is actually 32 body parts because we can practice it as Samatha and Vipassana. And Anapanasati, it can be good. It depends on how you practice. It can be both Samatha and Vipassana. So this is the best one. Out of the 10 Anusati, choose the one that useful. Okay. So out of these 10, the best one will be the Itipiso Buddha Dhamma Sangha because every time you do the chanting, automatic you will do Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And you practice when you go for toilet, urine, feces, all these are 32 body parts. And when you do the breathing meditation, there's this one. It can be both Samatha and Vipassana. So these two are actually the best out of the 10 Anusati. All right. Okay, last question. We do the sharing of minutes. Okay. So I have to find my document again. Right. Okay, normally we do the chanting. So what we do is we need to do a very simple metta chanting. All right. Do you know what is the best simple metta chanting? I think I my file also go brown. Okay, the best simple metta chanting is the one Sabbe Sata. That's the best one. Okay, I'll show the screen. Yeah, let me open up. Okay. Now, actually, my document I put few already. So, Itibiso is under Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, and then Sanghanusati. All right. The best one to do metta is this one, all right? So this is the best one. I think I mentioned few times. Every time when you chant Sabbe Sata Sukita Hontu, this one actually is on metta. Avera Hontu, Abhyapaja Hontu, Aniga Hontu, Suki Atanam Pariharantu. Dukkha muchantu. This one is under compassion because you want the beings be free from suffering, right? Yada lada sampatito mavigachantu. This one is under joy, mudita. Because whatever they have, not be lost. So you rejoice on whatever things they have. And finally, you say kamasaka. This is on the equanimity because you're aware that beings come with their own karma and they will go according to their karma. So every time when you chant this one, so remember you are practicing the 4 Brahmavihāra together. All right? Okay. So follow me in chanting this one. So we put the hand together. We finish this one with metta chanting. All right? Put the hand together. Sabbe sata sukita hontu. Havera hontu, abhya pacha hontu, aniga hontu, suki athanam, paliharantu, dukkha muchantu, Yada lada sampatito mavigachantu kamasaka. So you can just chant this up to here for the 4 Brahmavihāra. So this is a very good. You have chanting and you have the contemplation as well. And then this is the 32 body part is not so much easy to chant because you have to recite the 32 body parts. But I think Thai tradition, they also have chant this one. So I am also not good at this chanting. I try. Okay, ayam ko me kayo udam padatala ado kesa mataka tacha pariyanto puram nana pakarasa asuchino ati imasmin kaye. So in the body, kesa, loma, naka, danta, tacho, masa, naro, ati mija, wakam, hadayam, yakanam, kilomakam, pihakam, papasam, andagunam, udariyam, karisam, matalukam. Now, 32 body parts, when we divided, 20 is belong to earth element, all right? So that's why the brain is under this 20. Okay. Then water element. Pitam, Seham, Pupo, Lohitam, Sedo, Medu, Aso, Waso, Kilo, Sekanika, Lasika, Mutam. 10 is under, 12 is under the water element. So 20 earth, 12 water. So you have 32 body parts. Then finish with the conclusion. All right. Ewa mayam me kayo udam padatala ado kesamataka tacha pariyanto pura nana pakarasa asuchino. Okay, then there's also chanting on the this one manasati, right? Okay, so this one I think if you want to chant this one, especially this one we chant when in a funeral. So this one is easy to chant. So like this, you can chant 3 times. Anicca vata sankhara upada vaya damino upachitva nirujjanti tesang upasamo sukho. So first one start with anicca, then dukkha. Dukkha vata sankhara upada vaya damino upachitva nirujjanti tesang upasama sukho. Then anatta. Anatta vada sankhara. Sometimes they say anatta vada dhamma also. There are two way. One is the sankhara, another one dhamma. Because everything is anatta. Upada vaya dhamino upachitva nirujjanti tesang upasama sukho. Okay. After that, we can chant the metta, but we chant just now already. So, okay. So we just share the merits here. Okay, please follow me in sharing the merits. Idam no punya bagan sapa satanam dema. Sorry, not imam, okay? Imam no punya bagam saba satanam dema. Iman no punya bagam saba satanam dema. Iman no punya bagam saba satanam dema. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Okay. Right. So, okay, I go for next one. Okay. Ada imaya patipadaya jara maranamha parimuchisami idam me punyam ashawakaya waham hotu idam me punyam nipanasa pachayo hotu idam me silam palanyanasa pachayo hotu. Imina punya kamena mame pala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya. Okay. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.